So you're planning a trip to Kauai, which is so exciting, and you're looking for a couple things to do on your trip. Lucky for you, I actually went to Kauai last year, and I went there solo. If you want to check out that full vlog, I will throw that up here. I had the time of my life. I saw so many beautiful things on the island. I decided to put together a list of 11 things that I loved to do when I was on Kauai. I'll also include a variety of different prices, depending on what your travel budget is. All right, without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, so number one is the snorkel sunset tour overlooking the Napali coast. I put this as number one because I think it's a no-brainer. You absolutely have to do some sort of boat tour. The only way to get to the Napali coast and fully see it is by boat or by hiking the Kalalau Trail, which you also need a permit for. We'll get into that. It's about like 11 miles of a walk. So I would highly recommend jumping on a boat. And there's a lot of different companies that do boat tours, so make sure you do your research. The one that I used was the Kauai Sea Tours. It's a great way to see sea cliffs, waterfalls, dolphins, pristine beaches, and remote wilderness coastline. There was also an amazing guide on our boat that was giving great narration of Kauai, like the history of Kauai, and then also keep telling us like keep our eyes open for dolphins, which was really cool. So the one that I picked was at sunset. Number one, I wanted to see a sunset, and number two, I wanted dinner on the boat. So this one did include dinner and unlimited drinks if you're into that. I just had like water like pumping or like being served to me constantly. Unfortunately, I did get a little bit seasick, so I don't have any footage of the food, but it looked really good. The whole boat ride is about 6.5 hours. I checked in at about 1:15 in the afternoon, and then, you go until sunset. You start at Port Allen Marina Center, and this depends on weather conditions. So like if the water is like super like raunchy or not safe conditions, they won't have you go up north to see the Napali coast. Instead, they'll have you go down south, and you'll have to see the beaches of Kipu Kai. So like fingers crossed, like the weather is good for you, but I ended up going north to see the Napali coast, and I was like absolutely blown away. Like it was exceptional. The price for this whole tour was about $230, and you buy your tickets online, so it's super easy. Number two is the Waimea Canyon State Park Lookout. Waimea Canyon is considered the Grand Canyon of Hawaii, and I was literally blown away when I saw this. It was super cool. It's one of those things where like you see it and then you can kind of like go on with your day. Like I know that sounds bad, but like I'm just gonna be honest with you. If it is cloudy as well, like you won't see anything. So it's not even worth like doing the drive up there. Just an FYI, like it takes a long time to drive to the top to see like this whole lookout thing, and you might lose Wi-Fi, so just keep that in mind. When you get to the Waimea Canyon State Park, you can park your car, and it costs about like $10, I think, for the car. That parking pass is good for every single lookout at Waimea State Park. So you can literally use that $10 parking pass wherever, or you can just park in the street for free. I didn't do that because I just wanted to get like super close to the lookout spot and just like be on my way, because I had a lot of things I had to do that day. You can also hike the trail. There is a hiking trail, and that is about 10 miles. So, you have some options, and then along each of the stops, you can see Waimea Canyon from like a different angle, but it's essentially all the same thing. It is really pretty though. And the price for that one is $10, but other than that, it's free if you park in the street. So number three is the Hanalei Pier and Picnic. This one, it's a free option. It's basically just a giant stone slab with a cabana and then 2 picnic benches. It's a great spot to watch the sunset. It's super peaceful. I unfortunately went when it was very cloudy and rainy. It's a very wet island, so like yes, it rains a lot and stops, kind of like California. If you park your car and just wait for the clouds to go away, you could be just fine and have a picnic. Like that's what I was trying to do, but I couldn't because it was raining, so whatever. And there are bathrooms there, so that's good to know. Number 4 is to hike the Kalalau Trail. This is definitely something you absolutely have to do. The Kalalau Trail is known as one of the most beautiful and dangerous hikes in the United States. So obviously like I was attracted to that. I was like, let's go. I love doing dangerous hikes because it just makes me feel so alive, and also the views are absolutely exceptional while you're doing these hikes. This trail is basically, it goes along the Napali coast. It's about 11 miles. It takes you all the way to Hanakapi'ai Beach or Ki'i Beach. The first 2 miles, anyone can do it. You don't need a permit. Then if you want to go past those 2 miles, like there is a point where literally like you need a permit. The rest of the trips, the remaining 9 miles, you do need a permit for. And that's because it's going to bring you to the Crawler's Ledge, which is one of the most like steep drop-offs that goes straight into the ocean. I'll show you some pictures. It looks crazy steep. You need to be awarded the permit as well. So make sure you apply to that online. They do only allow 900 visitors per day. So that's why you need the permit, and then you need to make a reservation even if you do those first 2 miles of the hike. In terms of parking, you have a couple of options. You can just walk right into the park, which is $5. You can drive and then park in their little parking lot area, which is about $10. Or you can take the shuttle into the park and then you park your car where the shuttle is. And then going off of that one, number 5, which is the waterfall at Hanakapi'ai Falls. This is all a part of the Kalalau Trail. It actually like cuts off and goes like more inland of the island. So for this one, you actually need an overnight camping permit. Same like if you want to do that 11 miles of the Kalalau Trail and like you want to do the full thing, you need that permit. That same permit will also allow you to do the waterfall hike. It's about 7.7 miles. It could take about 4 hours and 50 minutes. So just keep that in mind. You can probably do like one or the other in a day. Exceptional views. I'll throw the pictures up here. Okay. Waterfalls, I love waterfalls. They make me so happy. Number 6 is to go shopping and explore Hanalei. After you do the Kalalau Trail or before you do the Kalalau Trail, I definitely recommend just like walking around Hanalei. They have a ton of souvenir shops, surf shops, which I love, and then a lot of great food options too, and like small little grocery stores. It definitely reminded me of Malibu Country Market in California. I just felt like right at home. It was awesome. The price of this activity is variable. If you want to just go like window shopping, it's free. If you want to buy some things like I did, then you'll be dropping some money. Number 7 is to go watch the sea turtles on Poipu Beach. Oh my gosh. So I had to catch the sunrise every single day when I was in Hawaii. I decided one of the days to wake up early. You have to get there before the sunrise. And if you go out to the beach, Poipu Beach, parking is absolutely free, like right near the beach, and not a lot of people. Like people start to gather as the sun rises. So if you get there before the sun rises, parking will be like literally a breeze. And then there's these little sea turtles on the beach. They have some cones around it so you don't step on them accidentally. They were so cute and just like fun to watch. Honestly, it's like you watch it and then like 5 minutes later you kind of want to do something else. It's wildlife, so it's just kind of cool to see that, especially when you're on Hawaii. I looked this up on Google. It says that they're actually most active at night, which is interesting because I went in the morning and there were a couple of them on the beach. So maybe if you go at night there could be a few more, but whatever. I went at sunrise and it worked just fine. The number 8 is to walk to the Kalepa Ridge. You've probably seen images like this and you're probably like, how do I get there? You might have like gone on YouTube. You might have gone on Reddit trying to figure out how do I get to this exact spot? I have some good news and bad news. So the good news is I'm going to tell you exactly how to get there and take a photo at the Kalepa Ridge. The bad news is I actually went through this process and I went around the fence and it's like pretty slippery down until the actual walking path that they've closed off. I think where the trail used to be, they put a gate like right in the middle. So you're basically like, there's no space to walk. You're basically walking through a forest. Nothing is marked. You kind of know like the general direction that you want to go, but it's nearly impossible to get there. I literally couldn't squeeze through some of the areas because my backpack was like so fat. I ended up turning around. I'll show you exactly how to get there. You do need to like jump around a fence, and then there's a couple of situations where you're gonna have to like duck your head, and yeah, it gets kind of intense. Number 9 is to go see the Maniholo Dry Cave. So this one's actually on your way to the Kalalau Trail. So if you're in Hanalei, this is a great option. Again, this one is completely free. It's just this huge cave that you can walk into. It's hidden. There's not really any signs, but it's kind of cool. You just like walk into a cave. Number 10 is the Hanalei Valley Lookout. This is a completely free lookout spot. you can see beautiful panoramic views of Hanalei and all of its lush valleys and hillsides. This lookout is actually in Princeville. I honestly thought it was beautiful. When I was there, it was raining really hard, so I just waited in my car until it stopped raining, and then I walked right out, and I was like, this is super cool. Again, it's one of those things where you just see it and then you kind of just like go on with your day. That's the best part about the island. Like, there's gems everywhere. Number 11 is live music at Lava Lava Beach Club. This one is located in Kaapa. That's actually where I stayed when I was on the island. If you need like a very relaxing, chill spot to just hang out before one of your reservations, you can grab a drink here. You can enjoy the live music that's right there. They also have like free games right on the ocean. It's good vibes, and I love live music. Sometimes there's like the koala dancers too, like doing the dance. One thing to note, they don't take reservations. It's like a first come first serve situation. I personally stayed in Kaapa, and I loved it because it was in the center of the island. I could go north if I wanted to like Princeville area, or I could go down south and go to like Poipu, see the beaches down there. There were a ton of good food spots. I'll throw a map up so you can kind of like get a visual of how all this works. I like staying in Kaapa. It just made the most sense directionally. I also rented a car. I got a Jeep, and I just did that through Turo. And when in Kauai, rent a Jeep. You just have to. I was literally like this close to renting a Tesla because like I'm a Tesla addict, but I decided against it because I wanted to get that full body experience, just like red wine. If you do want to know what to eat on the island, I did make a whole nother video about the best restaurants, cafes, and like street food in Kauai that literally made my mouth water like a baby. The food in Kauai is absolutely insane. So if you want to watch that video, I will be sure to link it up here. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in that food video of Kauai. All right, bye.